Hey, yo, it's Talib Kweli. It's the year of the blacksmith. You were checking out support. Word is born.
So here in Germany, the hip hop scene, it's like, it's a little bit divided. It's divided into the street rap stuff and in the conscious backpack stuff. So, but I think that the difference is not that important in America. I don't think. Or how do you see it? Is
I
there?
think that it's exactly the same in America.
Yeah,
Without a doubt.
so the gangster rappers don't want to have anything to do with the conscious rappers.
It's not the rappers. I think artists get it. But it's the fans who get tricked by the media because the media sells something. Oh, this is conscious, and if you like conscious rap, you can't like anything gangster. Or if you gangster, I don't think it has anything to do with the artists. I think the artists collaborate and show respect for each other because they realize how important it is to make the art. Sometimes the fans get fooled by the media and the record companies because for the media and the record companies, they have to sell it, so they perpetuate these differences.
Okay. I read somewhere that you back in the days that you worked in clubs in New York. So what kind of job you were doing? Like,
I worked for Stress Entertainment, which was a company run by Jessica Rosenbaum. She had Funkmaster Flex, DJ Enough, Big Cat, Mad Wayne, Bismarcky at the time, and we did clubs, parties with Diddy and the Tunnel and Tavern on the Green, stuff like that.
so you were organizing the whole party.
No, I was low on the totem pole. I would hand out flyers for the club, and
So
I'd have to show up.
street pro.
Yeah, street promo, and I would have to show up at the club early and put up posters for stuff like that.
So I read somewhere too that you smoked a blunt with Biggie and Pac.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Tell us something about the story. How did that come?
That was from those. It was at the country club from working at those parties.
All right.
Biggie was a big presence. Puffy was a big presence at those parties, and back then, Tupac and Biggie were really good friends. We used to hang out a lot.
So, and you knew them how? So it was like.
I didn't know them like that. I was just happened to be in the cipher.
So you weren't rapping back then, right?
I was definitely rapping, but I wasn't. I wasn't a successful rapper. I was rapping in the park and in the streets.
Okay.
My job was stressed. Didn't have anything to do with me rapping.
Okay. So you grew up in Brooklyn, right? So we had an interview with MOP, and they told us like the differences between the boroughs. Like Harlem, you make the money, and Brooklyn, you're gonna lose the money. So is it like that? Is Brooklyn the place where it's grimy and?
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Harlem got grimy spots too, but uptown in Harlem is more about the flashiness and the hustlers, and Brooklyn was more about the hood in Brooklyn was more like we'll take it from you.
Do you consider yourself like one of the major guys who helped develop this conscious rap music, or do you say it started from krs-one and stuff like that?
No, I'm not. I wasn't a developer of conscious music. Conscious hip hop music started with, Melly Mel, The Message. That's the first real kind of conscious rap song that really did well. And the hip hop I grew up listening to, from Poor Righteous Teachers to X-Clan to Public Enemy to krs-one, they shaped my views in music.
You got artists like J Electronic coming out.
J Electronica is unique in terms of his style as a throwback to that conscious rap style. But most of these new artists, they're getting play because they're dope. They're great rappers. They're not necessarily conscious. They're just making good music.
Are you still challenged by dudes who come up and say, okay, I want to do let's battle or stuff like that?
Oh, no, not in many years.
Not in many years? Yeah. Do you know why they don't come to you? Or?
I'm playing on a different level of the game. Okay. With me, it's like I've been rapping professionally for 15 years, so it's like it's really about my career and making the best music I can make. It's not about challenging myself to some sort of battle. I battle myself at this point.
So if a dude would come up to you and say, okay, I will eat you alive on a mic, so it wouldn't bother you, you would say whatever.
I guess I don't even know.
Would you take the challenge? So that would be my question.
Maybe. It depends on how I feel that day. If I felt like going to sleep, I would say no. If I felt like rapping, I would say yeah.
Okay. Did you recognize that David Chappelle wanted to support you guys, like Mos Def, you, and?
Oh, without a doubt, it's a mutual thing. Dave Chappelle was on the first Reflection Eternal album. He did all the voices.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave's a good friend of mine, you know. And Dave, we did the Chappelle show because Dave is our friend. You know, in the first episode of the Chappelle show, they didn't have any money. So him and Mos Def put the cameras in the car and they drove around and they rapping. That's how they got the show to take off. So, you know, Dave is just part of the crew, and when he was able to blow up with the show, he was able to do Block Party and bring his favorite artists onto the show.
Okay, that was my last question. Thank you for the interview.